you guys, welcome back to another vlog, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Hannah and we have a very busy week this week. We are in for just a week in my life vlog. It's going to consist of a lot of small business owning because we have quite a busy week in the small business world. So I need to start out by fulfilling a few orders. We have quite a bit of embroidery to do, both today and throughout the week. I think some hats are showing up today that need to be embroidered. I have some stuff already on hand that we need to be working on. At the end of the week, we are headed up to Chinook to install some vinyl. Kind of a little bit of everything. So I also have some websites that need to be worked on and just different odds and ends. So we have a very busy week ahead, which is always a good problem. So we are just going to jump right in. We have no time to dilly-dally. As I mentioned, we have a couple of orders to fulfill this morning. So we are just going to do that straight away. Our first order is headed to Macy in Virginia, and she got some really good stuff. She ordered one of these beanies that I made. It's like a knit beanie. She ordered a cute pair of socks. She got a pair of mittens. That's another thing that happens this week. I think our mitten tree has to go down. The mittens can stay out in a basket, but the tree needs to go away. It's looking too Christmassy. She also got a fresh coffee candle as well as a farmhouse candle. I think this is my last fresh coffee. I think I still have farmhouse. This is a very popular scent. I also have it in diffusers. And then our second order is headed to Shauna in Montana. She got an Orphan Girl coffee, this Pups Memory Game, and then also, I freaking love these, she got this butter pot holder set. So I'm gonna quickly get these packaged up so that that's done. And then we gotta decide what direction we're heading in next. I should probably check my emails and stuff and make sure like nothing's burning to the ground. While I'm packing these up, I have to tell you guys a kind of funny story. I've been waking up, I think I told you this, I've been waking up randomly in the middle of the night, and I'll be awake for a good chunk of time for no reason at all. I think it's just like pregnancy. And we also just started calving out at the ranch. So Cole, he was like, if you're awake in the night, please check the cameras in the barn. No problem. So last night I was awake and there was this one cow that they thought was gonna calve, and I woke up and I look at the cameras and lo and behold, she had calved, and the cat, she was licking it off, everything looked great. So I put it away and I was gonna go back to sleep, and then of course I couldn't fall back asleep, so after a while I thought, I'm just gonna look at the cameras again, just for something to do, honestly. And she was having a set of twins, and so I didn't know if he would want to go out there or not, so I woke him up. And the second time I looked, you couldn't see the first calf that had been born, and I thought, ooh, I hope she's not laying on it or something, like, that would be terrible. So I said, I'm pretty sure this cow is having twins, but I can't see the other one. And he's like, are you sure that she had twins? And I'm like, as soon as he said that, I was like, was I dreaming that? Because I had looked at the cameras before we went to bed, and he was telling me that they thought she was gonna calve, so I thought maybe I was dreaming that. I don't know. I really honestly thought I was losing my mind. Luckily, we ended up seeing the other calf, and then she got up and they were like both fine, and he went out there and did whatever he needed to do. But I thought, am I really losing my mind that badly? It was so funny, like the second he said that, I'm just like, maybe there's not another calf. I don't know. I can't be trusted these days. But luckily, I'm happy to report I've lost my mind, but not that badly yet. Both of these are ready to mail. They won't go out today because it is President's Day, but they'll be ready for tomorrow. Now, like I said, I'm gonna sit down, check my emails, make sure nobody's having like a major crisis, and then I think we'll start some embroidering. Computer work and answering emails and doing that stuff has successfully taken my entire morning. It's now 12:15, but I got a lot done. I had kind of a different project that I have never done before that was taking me a while to get the estimate done for, and calling companies to see what they had available and if we could get them on time. So we're printing custom sorting flags for some people that I'm also printing their bull sale catalogs. We're going to be doing some hats for them today and what have you. So I spent a good chunk of time figuring all of that out, but we are moving forward. So I got ordered what I needed to get ordered and all of that jazz. Anyways, that's like rambling boring. I'll be sure to show you guys when I'm actually working on the project because, like I said, I've never done it before, so hopefully it goes well. Now I need to pop down and take some color swatches with me to, I think I showed it in last week's vlogs, for RP Livestock. We did silver vinyl for their truck and he installed it and it doesn't really show up on the truck. So we're gonna try to figure out a way to, like, I think we're gonna double up so the silver's kind of a shadow and then put a darker color on the top of it. But I need to take some color swatches down there and see what it is that we want to do exactly. So I'm gonna get that ready. But I wanted to show you guys, I'm like having a hard time articulating my words. I just got an email from Rakuten, which, if you haven't heard of Rakuten, it's like a cashback app, and the only reason I ever even knew about it was because of the lady that I bought my business from, and she said, install this on your web browser because you get cashback at a ton of different stores. So I've had it ever since, so I guess 8 years now, just about 8 years. Well, when did I buy the business? I think I'm coming up on 8 years of business owning, something like that. But anyways, it's like an app that you either can, or it's like a plugin that you can put on your web browser or on your computer or on your phone, or you can also use the app on your phone to shop. And it's on like a ton of different websites, and like websites that you actually use, like Target, Sam's Club, Walmart, Nike, like it's on some of the places I order from for business. But essentially you just shop there and they give you cash back. So I just got this email that I think they pay you like every 3 months, and I made $38.67 just for doing my regular shopping, which is like crazy. So I cannot recommend that enough. I have a referral code. Let me look up, it always changes. I currently have a referral code for $50 of, like, you could make $50 and I could also make $50. So I will put the link below. Essentially you just sign up and then you have to do a $50 of qualifying purchases. So let's say you sign up and you go on to Old Navy and buy $50 worth of clothes, you'll get cash back and you'll also get your referral bonus. You'll get a free $50. Crazy. So I'll leave that link below. And like I said, it's on websites just randomly that I'll use, and then you get cash back just for doing the shopping that you've already been doing. In the lifetime of my Rakuten app, I've made $1,200 cash back. Which is just free money. That's amazing. So anyways, I'm gonna quit blabbing on about that. But I wanted to, I think I've spoken about it before, but I wanted to tell you guys about it again because who doesn't love free money? The guy that I need to talk to regarding the vinyl swatches is out at lunch right now, so I am not headed down there quite yet, but I am going to start embroidering in the meantime. These are just for Bearcat gear that I'm going to sell here in my shop, so I want to get them done. I just posted that all Bearcat gear is 20% off this week because it is tournament week, so I'm going to get these done so they can be included in the sale. I'm just going to do very simple, it's just going to say Bearcats because I had a friend that, or I have a friend, she's still my friend. Last week she brought in like a blue, just plain Jane pullover, and we just did Bearcats very simple. And she said everybody loved it, so I thought I would give it a try and see how they sell. Fingers crossed they sell well. I will show you how they turn out. about these is that there's not very many of them, and it literally took very little time to get each one done. So I still need to print the tags for the prices, but I'm gonna pop down to that guy's shop and take the vinyl swatches and figure that out, because I think that we can get that vinyl cut today and take it back down there, and either I can install it or he can install it, whatever he prefers. But I think they're kind of in a hurry. So I'm going to pop down there quickly, and then we will see what transpires down there, and that will dictate our next move. Okay, I just went down there and talked to the guy, and I'm glad that he said I could just pop in there when he wasn't there, but I wanted to talk to him about the plan and make sure that we ended up with something good, because like I said, we already cut the vinyl and he installed it and then decided that it wasn't right. And I agree with him, because you can't really see it. The silver, we did like a metallic silver, and it just does not show up at all. So I was thinking that we could cut the exact same design and then just offset it a little bit, so the silver worked as a shadow of a much more higher contrast color, like black or a really dark gray. However, he's decided that he wants to completely pivot, and we are going to do, it says RP Livestock, you probably couldn't even tell that from the picture, but we're going to match this font and also do the white lettering with the black shadow. So completely pivoting. I'm going to work on that design right now. He said he just needs it by the end of the week, so it's not a huge rush, but I'm gonna work on that design just so we can get the ball rolling and get the project done. And while I was down there, FedEx dropped off a bunch of hats that need to be embroidered. These are for the same company that we are doing the sorting flags for, and in last week's vlog I showed you we were also printing notepads and Sharpies. So these guys are in full-blown promotional product printing, which is great. So we have this color, a tricolor hat. I love these tricolors. And then we also have the charcoal with Kelly green. So while I'm working on redesigning the vinyl for that truck, I am going to get my machine set up so they can be working on these. We'll be getting more done at the same time. That's like the best part about the embroidery machines, is that you set them up and they just do all the work for you, and you can work on other things while they're working. I just got this design put together and sent off to him to give me the okay or the not okay, I guess, and he said it looks great. So I am going to get the vinyl cut on it before I head home for the night so that it is done and Kenzie can weed it when she's here tomorrow and they can get it installed and call this project good. My vinyl cutter is giving me so many issues lately. I know I've complained to you guys about this recently. Like, I'm ready to just buy a new one and put this one on the railroad tracks. I don't know if it is old, but like, who cares? Old things do good stuff all the time. Why can't this thing do good stuff? It makes me waste a lot of vinyl, and it's very, very frustrating. Well, that was a very frustrating end to the day. I'm supposed to recut the same thing in white, as you saw, so then we layer them. And I never did get it cut, and I wasted a ton of vinyl, and my patience was running out, and I was ready to pick it up and throw it across the room, the vinyl cutter. So I quit, and that's a problem for tomorrow. It actually was like really making my blood boil. It's so frustrating. But on the bright side, these hats are turning out nicely. Here is what the green ones look like finished up, and here is the blue ones. So those are turning out very well. I didn't get very many done because they weren't working for very long, but I do have to head out right at closing time today because I have to run to Great Falls this evening, actually. So I am going to close up shop, take Gur home, and get her exercised, and then hit the road. So I will be back in here tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the vinyl cutter is on its best behavior, and I'll keep embroidering and we will have another very productive day. I am feeling like I really am feeling the crunch time of little man's arrival, even though like there's still time. I just feel like there's not. So all's good. I just feel like I need to be working non-stop, which is fine. So I am out of here and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. Gur and I are out on our morning walk. It is a little bit chilly this morning, but it's perfect because I have been getting a little too warm on our walks. When I leave, I'm like bundled up, and by the time I get back, I am not bundled up. But I am ready for a change of scenery with our walking area. But this road is one of the only ones in our near vicinity that is not so muddy. And Gur can run off of her leash without having to worry about cars. So we stick to our same path, but it works and it feels good to get out and about and walking. I have to give all the credit to Gur because I always say without a dog, I would never just like come out and walk a couple miles in the morning. Like, I just wouldn't. So Gur's the real MVP for that. Guys, we are at the headquarters now and I have a couple of orders for the Bearcat gear that I was talking about yesterday, so I am going to get those ready to be picked up. I sold 2 of these quarter zips, so I'm very glad that people are liking them already. So this order has a quarter zip and then one of these retro rope caps. I love these caps. I used to have them in blue as well, but they are all gone. Both of these are pickup orders, and I don't know if they're going to be here during business hours or not, but the really handy thing is that I have an entryway here that stays unlocked, and I can leave things in there for people to grab after hours if they're not able to make it in while I'm open. So that's super handy. I'll just have them ready and then whenever they come, they come. This one got a hoodie. I love these hoodies. Kind of tempted to keep one for myself even though I barely ever go to any of the sporting events. I like going, I just never do. They also got a quarter zip, as well as a long sleeve t-shirt. I got those things ready to be picked up and now I'm going to try to cut the rest of the vinyl from yesterday. Fingers crossed it goes smoothly. Like, I'm not filming it, I'm not doing anything, I just want it to be done and done well and not waste an entire roll of vinyl. Like, if it goes badly, that's my last straw. I'm buying a new vinyl cutter. Like, probably actually not, but just like keep your fingers crossed. I need it to go well. It's a Christmas miracle. It cut perfectly on the first try. Thank you, God. So I am going to go weed this and get it. I have to layer the white on top of the black, and then the guy actually just stopped in a few minutes ago asking when it would be ready, so I told him to come back after lunch. So I can't wait for Kinsey to weed this, which is fine. It'll take 2 seconds, but then I will just get it done the rest of the way. And I will show you, of course. And I also got my embroidery machines up and going. So they are working on the Hills Simmental Ranch hats. I got this all done and I actually had to turn my machines off. I still have one of them running because a gal stopped in wanting a pullover embroidered and was hoping to pick it up today, which is fine. But the wind, like all of a sudden it's like blizzarding outside and the wind is like 35-40 miles an hour. So I shut my other machines off and I'm just getting this one thing done quickly. And then I think in a couple hours it's supposed to die down a little bit, so I will turn my machines back on. If you're new here and you're wondering why I have to do that or why I do that, it's in case the power goes out. I don't want to risk something going haywire with my machines because they are essentially computers. So just the way it's not good for your computer to blink off and on with power, it's not good for the machines either. So I usually just play it safe, and that's what I'm doing today. Even though like I can't believe the power's still on right now because the wind is howling and it's like sideways snowing. But it's 11 o'clock and I'm starving because this baby likes to eat. So I'm gonna eat a piece of pizza that I brought, and then I need to figure out my next route for the day. This is what I did for the gal that dropped off this quarter zip. Just very simple. As I mentioned, it's tournament time, so people are trying to get their Bearcat gear, which is great. So I did that, and I actually just had somebody come in shopping some Bearcat gear, so that was good as well. And now I've turned all of my machines off for a little while. I tried to get a video for you guys to show you how bad the snow and weather was, but it wasn't translating on camera, so you're just going to have to believe me. But I'm sitting down and doing a little bit of computer work right now. Every year the Stamford Beautification has a dinner for fundraising for their flowers and stuff around town, and I always donate my time to design their posters and tickets and everything. So, and their dinner is like right around my due date, so we're kind of getting a head start on the designs and setting everything up. So I'm going to work on that for a little while, and then hopefully soon I can fire my machines back up because there is a lot of embroidery to be done. I've had a very productive day. I was gonna print some more sweatshirts, but then I kind of got sidetracked with other things. But I did end up turning my machines back on, even though it's still quite windy. I just wanted to get things done. And these are turning out very well. This is one color. Did I show you these already? I think maybe I did. We've got these two colors turning out very well. Kinsey started doing the finishing work on them, and then I don't have her for the rest of the week because of basketball tournaments, but these are not a huge rush. They just need them by March 5th, so the finishing work can wait for her for next week. And then I also have been working on a website for a law office, so I have had a very productive day. I am very glad that I have an inside job. And I saw Cole over lunch and he looked a little bit wind-beaten and chilly. So in the summer months, I'm always a little jealous that he has an outside job. And in the winter months, I'm very glad that I don't have an outside job. So it's 4:30 now, which means I am headed home. And I'm trying to decide what I want to work on tonight. I'm quite tired, but I feel that I need to be working on something. And it'll just be crocheting, so it won't be like that strenuous, but I've got to decide. I kind of want to start a new pillow instead of, I've got those cows still in the works. You know, last week I was telling you how I had a million projects all going. I kind of want to start on a pillow. I also could just work on Little Man's Afghan and get that done. I don't know, I'm like feeling the crunch time of trying to get the stockpile made. But I also want to make sure that his Afghan gets done and it's not one of those projects that I am making for myself and it just gets put off and put off and put off and never gets done. So maybe I will just work on that tonight and then I'll feel much better once it's done. And I'm not too far off. It is like a slower going project just because it's thinner. It's like baby yarn, so it's quite a bit thinner than just my usual worsted weight, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just slower going, but it's turning out really cute and I'm just babbling now. So I'm going to head home and I'll see you tomorrow probably. This is absolutely abysmal lighting, but this is how the Afghan is turning out. I'm loving it. Good morning, you guys. We are back at the headquarters this morning. If you can see these bags under my eyes, just ignore. I felt like I slept good last night when I was sleeping, but we were up kind of late. Cole had a kind of preemie baby out at the ranch that needed a little extra help, and so he was out there late and was working on little guy's Afghan, and Cole was out at the ranch and he was giving me updates, and then I was just like kind of awake, and so I didn't go to bed until later, and then I was up in the middle of the night, of course, because that's what I do now, is just be up in the middle of the night. And I don't know, when I was sleeping good, but I felt like I didn't do enough sleeping. But anyways, we are in full-on cold weather again. It is -3 this morning. We didn't get any snow or anything, but it is chilly out there. Gur and I bundled up for a walk and went on a nice long walk still. Not as long as we've been doing, but luckily my long, really warm jacket does still zip. It's getting tighter, but it is still usable. So that was good. And then I enjoyed my coffee and worked on the Afghan some more. I think I have about this much more to go, and then I'm going to start on the border. I don't want it to be like a big giant blanket, because babies aren't big giant things, you know, and I want it to be like usable and not cumbersome. So I think that I am actually nearing the finish line on that. This morning we are going to start off with printing these sweatshirts. I was going to do these yesterday and then I just didn't. I was busy doing other stuff. So before I start up the embroidery machines this morning, I'm gonna get these printed. Let me find the transfers. We are doing these. They're for Tea's Happy Cafe, which is just down the street. And we're doing this on the back, and then there's a little thing on the front as well. So I don't think there's very many of them. Well, I know there's not very many of them, so it won't take very long, but I'm just gonna get them done before the embroidery machines are going, and I'm looking at my computer and all that jazz, because there is such a thing as having too many things going on at once. So I have my phone bricked off for the day because yesterday I did not brick it off and I found myself wasting a lot of time on my phone. So I've bricked it off and we're gonna lock in for the day. So here is what these sweatshirts look like. They just have the left chest print on the front, and then on the back it has this. I got all of those shirts printed and delivered down the street, and then I went to the post office and I'm cracking up because I had an Amazon package. I thought, oh, I wonder what this is. I don't think I've ordered anything that's supposed to be getting here today. And I opened it and it was a can opener, and I actually thought I had the wrong package, like I had opened somebody else's package, but there was a gift receipt in there, and it's from Debbie, who I'm sure is watching this, and she said, I was watching a vlog from a few months back and it looked like you could have used this, which I think she's talking about when I was making my punch for my sippin' paints, because I always just have to stab into the pineapple jars. And so she sent me a jar opener. How freaking nice is that? And guess the best part? She knows me so well. It matches the pink of the headquarters. Like, who knew a jar opener could bring you so much joy? So thank you, Debbie. That is so awesome. That made my day. But now I am firing up the embroidery machines and we are going to work away on these Hills Ranch hats. I don't really think we'll get them all done today. We'll definitely get all of these blue and white ones done, but my green for the charcoal and green ones. I only have one thing of the thread, it seems like. I swear I have more of it, but I can't find it, so I can only do one of the green hats at a time. So that's kind of a bummer, but not a big deal. And while they embroider, I'm also going to work on a website that I can hopefully get off in the mail, or off in the email today, for them to look at and get the ball rolling on getting that live. So that's the plan now. It has been an extremely productive day. I really haven't picked up the camera too much because it was really not much to show. I worked on those hats all day. As suspected, I got all of the blue and white ones done, and I'm almost done. Well, I'm pretty close to done with those green ones. I might get them done tomorrow. I think I can get them done tomorrow, so that will be the goal. And then other than that, I worked on website and computer stuff all day. And let me tell you, I'm ready to be done looking at a screen. I worked on 2 different websites, and one of them I sent off to the gal I haven't heard back, and the other one I was kind of going back and forth with the lady all day on changes and additions and stuff. So I'll just flip you around to quickly show you what I'm doing. They're not all that exciting, but I'll show you. So the first one is for BKD Law up in Havre, and this is what we have started. Just very simple, nothing crazy. Oh, I'm not even clicking the buttons. Here we go. Kind of a quick look at that. And then the other one we are doing is for the Strand Foundation down here in Stamford, or I guess they're based in Geyser. Also a very simple website, but they haven't had a website before, so we are just getting it up and running. So it's turning out well. So that being said, I'm ready to go home for the night. I'm kind of dreading our walk because it is minus temperatures and it's like we're due for this kind of weather, and also we only have a few days of it and then it's supposed to be warm again, so it's not like it's that crazy, but I'm like not acclimated to the weather. So I've got to go home and get bundled up and then take her out, because one thing about her is that she doesn't care what the weather is. She would like to go on a walk or have the ball thrown, and I've been trying to forego throwing the ball and going on a walk because that is what is best for me. So that's our plan. And then tonight I am going to work on baby boy's Afghan, and we'll see how far along we get with that. I feel like, well, I need to count how many rows. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go as big as the pattern calls for or not, and then that will kind of slow me down as far as the border goes, because I was looking at the pattern and the border is like very well mapped out as far as stitch counts go, which is great unless I decide not to use that stitch count. So I will look at that better, but I'm hoping to maybe make it to the border section tonight. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. Fingers crossed, because I'm actually enjoying working on the project, but I am ready to start working on the stockpile again. So I'll let you know how that goes, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, and it's our last day here at the shop for the week, because on Friday we are headed up to Chinook to do some vinyl. We have one vinyl project in Havre and one vinyl project in Chinook. And I'm staying the night with Grammy, so that will be fun. And yeah, so I just got to get some things kind of tied up in a pretty bow before I head out and make sure that I'm not just leaving the place a total disaster. We're back in our trash lighting setup, but I had to report to you guys that I actually had done more rows than they call for in the thing, in the pattern. So I went straight to the border when I got home. And I actually, well, I don't know. I'm happy with the size. I think I would have actually thought it was too small if I did their recommended thing. So, I don't know, we're just going with it. I would have had to rip out like this much, maybe even more, and I was not doing that. So I just adjusted the stitch count a little bit, and I almost just choked and died. I just adjusted the stitch count a little bit, and we're just going with it, and whatever we end up with is what we end up with. I didn't even look to see how many rows are around the edge, but we're committed now. I guess I could adjust that too if I feel like it's getting too giant. But I just thought I would report. Cole had to just go out to the ranch because one cow had her calf and one cow was calving, and he had another calf that he was going to suckle because he was born last night and he was a little bit of a preemie. And so Cole has been kind of babying and helping him along, but he's doing well, so that is all that matters. I'm kind of hoping he gets home earlier than he did last night. Not that he got home late last night, it was like literally 9:30, but I've been going to bed pretty early. But when he's out there and I know he's coming home, then I usually just stay awake. Not that he cares, but we'll see. We'll just play it by ear. If I have something else to report, I'll let you know, but I'm just working on the border. Hello. Today is Thursday, and I actually wasn't gonna vlog today because I didn't really think that I had much to tell you, but then I kept thinking of things to tell you, so I'm picking up the camera for just a few minutes today. Our biggest development for the day is that I have finished the Afghan, and I absolutely love it. I will link the pattern that I used down below in case any of you guys are interested, but here is a close-up of the border and everything. So like I mentioned, kind of went off script a little bit. I think it's the perfect size to be able to, like, even if you're wearing him, you can wrap him up, and I don't know, I just can't wait to have him in here. But like I said, I kind of went off script a little bit as far as the pattern and the border goes. So I made the pattern itself a little bit longer. The original pattern was meant to be square, and I kind of like a more rectangular blanket, so I did that. And then because I added length to it, I took some rows off of the border. I made the border about half of the width that they called for, but I just absolutely adore it. So that is our biggest development of the day. I am going to take this home and just drape it over his crib, so it is ready for when he gets here. I'm just thrilled to have this checked off the list, and it's like so fun making stuff for your own baby. I also finished up all of these hats for Hills Ranch, so that is a great thing to have checked off the list. I did not do any of the finishing work on them yet. I think I'm gonna leave that for Kinsey for next week. I think I only have her for one day again next week, which is really a bummer because I have a ton of stuff she could be doing. But she is a cheerleader and they have basketball tournaments going on, which I think I've mentioned. So I might see if she can come in on Monday. She doesn't usually come on Mondays, but maybe I will see if she can next week. I'll just play it by ear, but that's unimportant. I was hoping UPS would be here already because he has a ton of hats that I am working on for another client, and I was hoping to get started on those just for morale purposes for next week. But I think he is running a little, well, he's not even running late today, but I have been noticing he's been getting to town later. So anyways, also unimportant. Tomorrow, I think I've mentioned we are headed up to Chinook to do some vinyl projects. We have one project in Havre and one project in Chinook. So our Havre project is for Lock Electric, and they have just a pickup. It's a very simple project. We're just doing on both doors. So that's that, and then I have a project for the school. They have a new yellow bus that needs vinyl on it. I should cut off this extra vinyl. I don't know why I still have that on there. But that is also happening tomorrow. So I'm trying to just get everything packed away and make sure that I have everything that I need. It's always a little bit stressful. Not even stressful, it's just like I always am paranoid that I'm forgetting something when I go to a different town and install vinyl, because it's not like I can just run to my shop quickly and grab whatever I need. So I'm gonna make sure I have all of that together. And then there was one other thing I was wanting to do and accomplish, but I'm forgetting what it was. I'll remember and I'll come back. This is really bad lighting. I just remembered the last thing I wanted to accomplish before I went home for the weekend, or just the night. Honestly, I'm going there and back really quickly. But I wanted to get rid of our mitten tree because it is time for that to go. I have a handful of very cute mittens still left, and I am going to be putting them on 20% off sale, just because I am kind of starting to transition to spring, even though there's a lot of winter left. So I'm taking down the tree, and when you guys are seeing this video, the mittens will be 20% off on the website, and that discount will automatically apply. So if you're interested in a pair of mittens, make sure you go check them out. I will link them all below. So I'm just putting them in a little basket, and then I think I'll print a sign for them that says they're 20% off. Probably do a post on my social media and all of that jazz. It was definitely overdue for those things to go away, the garland and the tree, but now it looks really sad in here and I gotta readjust some things. While I'm at it, I have decided I'll take the hearts out of the window, even though I love having the hearts in the window, and I'll take down these few hearts and we'll put up our lucky banners in the window and move on to St. Patrick's Day decorations. Like, crazy, the year is flying by already. UPS just got here and there's only like 20 minutes left in the day, so I'm not gonna fire my machines up and start on those hats, even though it's very tempting. I would not get very far. It would take me more time to set them up than it would to actually get any hats done. However, I wanted to show you these. I have a client that designs their own catalog, but then I do the printing for them. They are it's a Bull Sale catalog. They are the same client that we did all of those hats for this week. And over the weekend, I was like, well, not even over the weekend, a couple days ago, I was like kind of stressed out because I hadn't got a shipping notification for them yet saying that they had like gone out to the mass mailing. And I always send one to myself so I know when they're hitting people's mailboxes. And I got mine yesterday, so that was good. And then all of their extras just showed up today. So like I said, they do all of the design work for these, and then I print them for them, and they provide their mailing list and we send those out. So I'm gonna text him and let him know that they're in my entryway so he can grab them even though I'm gone tomorrow, and he can start distributing them wherever he wants. And that's that. I'm glad that that's done. I was like actually thinking about it in the middle of the night, which is never a good place to be. Since I had a few extra minutes before it's time to go home, I finally finished this Be Still pillow. I've had the pillow done for a long time and I just needed to put the insert in it, and I kept not doing it, so I just got this checked off the list as well, which is a major win. I need to take pictures of it and I will get it. Actually, I might have an old picture of it that I can use, and I will get it put up on my website, and I think I will make another one as well. But I'm not sure when that will happen. I feel like I need to work on some other pillows as well, but we'll see. I'll keep you posted, of course. But I am going to head home for the night, and tomorrow we head up to Chinook to get some vinyl done. So I'll bring you guys along and we will put a bow on the week. Hello you guys, today is Friday, and as I said, we are headed up to Chinook. We have a vinyl stop in Havre and then also at the school in Chinook. So they're both pretty quick and simple projects, but needed to be done nonetheless. So we're headed up and then we are staying the night with Grammy. I feel like I need to sneeze. We are gonna, I guess I don't. We are gonna stay the night with Grammy and then be back again in Stamford tomorrow. So a very quick trip, but it will be great to see Grammy. And I am leaving Gur here with Cole, which is great, but I always, every time I don't have her with me, I feel like I'm missing a limb. Like, that's a bit dramatic, but like the whole time I will assume she's in the car. I'll be thinking I need to let her out to go to the bathroom. Sometimes I catch myself, like, I'll get out of the car and I'll be like, I'll be right back, and it's like, oh, she's not in there. So that is always a bit tricky, but it is easiest just to leave her here for the day and for the night, I guess, and she will be totally fine with Cole. So I am going to hit the road. Our first stop is in Havre, like I said, and I will report back. Alright, our Lock Electric vinyl is done. It was quick and simple, as you guys saw, so that was our main project for the day. And now I'm headed down to Chinook to do the school bus vinyl. I probably won't film that because one, it will be boring, and two, the guy that is like kind of in charge of the buses always stands and hovers over me while I'm doing it, so it's embarrassing to film. So I will touch base when I am done with that, but I'm sure it will go without, I'm sure it will go off without a hitch. The cows aren't down here for calving yet, but this is one of my favorite views when there's cows and calves and everyone's just happy in the barnyard. Here, dog. What are you doing? I'm trying to take a video. Yeah, I'm trying to take a video. Yeah, you lay down. Can you lay down? Good girl. Oh, that was a big groan. Good kid. Good morning, you guys. We are back in Stamford. As I said, Chinook was a very quick trip. Didn't do any recording really at Grammy's house except for those couple of clips because we both were just in our comfies and hanging out. We weren't doing anything that exciting, but it was so fun. I picked us up some Chinese food and we had that for dinner, and we just hung out and chatted. And then the next day they had, so yesterday they had a pancake breakfast at the senior center, so I went with her to that and a couple of her pals. And yes, I see you. You're so moany groany this morning. Somebody's feeling needy this morning. But we hung out, and then I came home after that. So it was really fun just to spend a little bit of time with Grammy. Yes, and I left you behind. Can you believe? Oh, that's a good girl. She acts like I was gone for 7 years. But today I just wanted to end off the vlog. I don't have any big plans. I am just going to be sitting on the couch with my dog and my computer and getting a little bit of work done. and just kind of getting set up for the week. I also, we have a little bit of drama with the crib in the nursery. I was, let's see, it was Saturday night because I was at Grammy's house. I was up in the middle of the night as per usual, and I was looking at my phone and I saw this thing about cribs with like drop sides on them, about how dangerous they are. I'm like, okay, like, so I start reading into that, and all that to say, we're getting a new crib. In my brain, I'm like, I'm positive it would be fine, but now that I've read all of this information, they're actually illegal to sell now. And it's just like hilarious how things change. Like, Mom and I were laughing, like, when because this is the crib that we had when we were babies. And Mom has saved it all of these years. So 30 some years she's been saving this crib. And it was like what everybody used then, and then now it's like literally they say if you own one you should destroy it because it's a safety hazard. And like I said, I'm sure it would be fine, but now that I know this information, like, get it out of here. That's not a risk I'm willing to take. So that is also what I'm doing today, is a little bit of crib shopping. I'm just kind of looking online right now, and then when I go to Great Falls for my next baby appointment, I think I'll look at some in person, but it's just like, it's so stupid, but whatever, not the end of the world. It just is so funny. And like, we were laughing that when we were babies, like, your babies were supposed to sleep on their sides. Side sleeping was the safest, blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, if you put your baby on your side to sleep, like, you're a terrible mother. Your baby has to be on its back only. Like, it's just so funny how things change. So that's kind of a little bit of a ramble, but that is my plans for the day, and I'm going to end the vlog off here, and I will see you guys next week. So if you made it all the way to the end, you're the very best. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next week, and I hope you have a great week. So I will see you then.